This is Bitcoin's biggest decision yet. I've drawn two lines on here and the price is compressing and it's either going to go down or it's going to go upwards. Now I think what is going to happen is going to come down and then it's going to give us a bounce, whether that be to a lower high, a higher high and an all-time high. Now, if it does come down, we're going to see 98k. I think everybody will be throwing their toys out of the pram. I think we'll go back into extreme fear if that does occur, but it will be a generational buying opportunity. I still think potentially I did call the bottom at 99k. Will we get 98k or are we going to break this line? This is why this line is so important, because if we break this line here, it's go time and it's the last leg, and after that it's a brutal bear market. Hopefully we send from here. If we get another pullback, I will add, and then we'll see the scenario after the price action plays out. But currently, we just have to wait and see. We need to take it one day at a time, but time is running out. I know from November, December, maximum January, usually we do get the greatest of pumps, but we just need that to happen again, especially with the stimulus check that Donald Trump has mentioned. Because the last time we've had a stimulus package, the price of Bitcoin has soared. And this is basically now or never for altcoins, because they've been smoked for how long? It's now or never for altcoins.
ICO 2.0 boom is happening right before our eyes. In 2016, we saw the initial cryptocurrency ICO boom, initial coin offerings, coins going crazy, and we're seeing it again right before our eyes. Actually, the altcoin season is kind of confirmed through this new thing that Coinbase just did. They are launching coins internally. So right now, you can launch a coin with Coinbase. It just came out with this news. You have to look into it because this also confirms the Clarity Act. So Brian Armstrong, the creator of Coinbase, just went on social media and basically told everybody that there's a good chance that they could have the Clarity Act passed by Thanksgiving. So by Thanksgiving, that's this month, we could have the biggest piece of regulatory news in all of altcoin history. And then they just launched a launch pad on Coinbase. Just think about what I'm saying. So that means that they're getting their hands involved with the creation of tokens. Not only that, but if you guys were here in crypto for the past year and a half, you know that the only little mini altcoin season that we experienced happened on Solana, primarily through Pump.fun. So we've been talking about this in my group about launch pads. It's like the hottest topic. You could even see on CoinMarketCap, they just came out with a specific category right at the top, right next to trending coins, which is another launch pad. All of the biggest market makers right now are putting their money in launch pads. This is why I made so much money off of Zora. Zora is basically a launch pad for personal brand tokens. So a couple things to take from this. Number one, the regulatory clarity is obviously very, very soon, because we have the biggest credibility in crypto, which is Coinbase, now launching coins on their platform. So this is like a buy the rumor, sell the news thing. You better, like, bro, this is like, we're early. You got to understand that Coinbase makes regulatory moves before everybody else, because they're probably the closest ones making the regulation with the government. So just think about it. They were the first to adopt a hybrid, decentralized, centralized exchange. They did it before everybody else. Then people started following. Now they're doing the launch pad. It confirms the narrative, and you should be focusing in this category. If you're buying an altcoin, you want to make money, low liquidity altcoin, focus on launch pads. Zora's a launch pad, but there's other launch pads too. They're not the only one. And I wouldn't be surprised if new, really cool, different liquidity mechanic launch pads come out right before our eyes. The categories confirmed, launch pads. You should be looking at those types of coins, guys. And not only that, but regulatory clarity is not, it's like imminent. It's going to happen. Like Coinbase is moving on it. You don't just launch a business without having some type of strategic advantage. They're making the regulation with the United States government. They have insider information. They moved on it. So I mean, I'm moving on it. And you can move on it by, accumulating altcoins. You know how to.
Yeah, well, it depends on which altcoin, and plus the top launchpad tokens. That's probably why Form has taken off recently, to be fair. If you're looking at launch, well, taking off. Holy, that's got smoked. It's got rugged. Toshi's a launchpad. Zora, he did mention. I think that's on base. It is. And it has corrected a little bit as well. But it's a very high market capitalization token. Radium's good. That's on Solana. That's probably already moved. It could send. 2021, it did have a proper alt season. But yeah, looking through these, there's nothing that stands out to me specifically. But that's the thing, you have to fish through them, you have to find the gems in the dirt. Because Virtual's protocol, that was an example of an extremely successful launchpad. AI agents, and look at the way that's moved. That did crazy numbers. From 3 cents to $5 is crazy work. Imagine catching that. It's very clear most people in crypto are absolutely denial. People are saying 2025 wasn't bullish. BTC, ETH, and Sol broke all-time highs. Memes ran to billions. The president launched a coin. My God, 2026 is going to hit a lot of people hard. The bear market is going to be nasty. BTC dominance, I really think it's happening right now. You say that and we've been cooked like this fella here. We have been smoked.
All right, everybody, what is up? It's now November the 10th. It's a Monday. It's a brand new week. The weekly candle has now closed. Let's see if there's any change to the market conditions. So overall, I am still unfortunately very bearish. And the reason for that is because I have no choice but to assume that when these descending triangles form on RSI, they break to massive lows. And as you can see, back in 2022, it ended up crashing these levels, and that's where we hit these crazy all-time lows. And then you also see the same thing happening in 2017's bull market as well, where we ended up getting to these very low ranges. So you can see right here that we have a very bearish pattern forming. So I'm led to believe that unfortunately we're probably going to eventually break down. But the good news is it doesn't mean it's right now it's going to happen. It could happen, but I don't think we're going to get another high this year. The one good news is on the weekly, okay, 50 EMA, the yellow line right there, we actually closed above it, okay? We closed above it, and that's generally a good sign. You can see in 2017, we always trended above it. And then you can see, though, once it hits it a few times, it eventually breaks. And you can also see that in the 2021 bull market, we got below it a few times, but we eventually bounced one time. You can see now that we bounced once, twice, thrice, 4 times. It doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet, but it does mean it found a weekly support for now. As you can see here, we dipped below it a few times with just a wick back in April of 2025. Overall, the weekly MACD is still soaring to the downside. Parabolically, actually, you can see it diverging pretty hard right here, right? It's got that separation. We're also well past into the 1,000 days already, where the longest bull market lasted only 1,045 days. We're also well past the 546 days bull market lasting after the Bitcoin halving. We're now somewhere in day, I think 570 now. So we're quite overextended, but don't get me wrong, I'm still going to prepare for a bear market. There's nothing wrong with changing your mentality and preparing for the worst. The worst thing that you can do, and trust me, from an experienced trader of 11 years, is to be ultra bullish, a maximalist bullish person on crypto that will not be able to change their mindset and transition from the best case scenario to the worst case scenario. Usually on a dip like this, where everybody believes it's still going to keep going to the upside, the worst can happen and you're just completely unprepared for it. That is why I'm already preparing for the bear market. That is why later tonight I'm going to release my bear market course just to help people prepare for it while still trading some of the potential upside potential of this bull market. So, it's really on the fence right now. It's not the way.
To be honest, if you're watching my channel, you should not be getting blindsided by this bear market because I've mentioned it so many times. And plus, if this is the support here and we do rally higher, whether that is to all-time highs or a lower high, eventually we're going to get that bear market. It's retesting this trend line a few times. It's giving you warning signs. We're giving you warning signs. This guy's giving you a separate opinion. There's contrarian views in my videos every single time to make sure we don't get blindsided. So you have to be open to the possibility of a bear market.
That we want this market to continue. Despite being holding at the 50 EMA, there's still a lot of massive support levels that have broken. For example, we have definitely fallen down below these structures over here that we really wanted to hold, but it unfortunately didn't, around the $107,000 regions. And you can see Ethereum as well, literally double topping extremely hard. And it's also fallen below the key levels around the $4,000 levels. You can see that the total one market cap is still looking like it's in an expanding diagonal that just wants to break to the downside. And the total 3 market cap has literally triple top now. So if there is any good news that's going to come, it's probably not going to be for a while. So my best advice to people is still to keep preparing for the worst case scenario. Because if you do prepare, then you're going to be ahead of the game if something does happen. But for now, I'm still going to continue to only keep day trading. I'm not going to be holding anything for a long period of time because I just don't think it's the time right now. And I believe that day trading is the only way that you're going to be profitable in these types of conditions. So get ready, guys. I'm going to launch a pre-Black Friday sale for 40% off.
Forget his course, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's crazy. And the Bank of England to limit stablecoin holdings to £20,000. There's no way. There is no way in hell. But some people are putting buy orders on. But even the people who are putting buy orders on, they've got very, very tight stop losses. So I think we're in very risky times. These lines are very important. We've got a few days, maximum months left of this bull market. And then, geez, it's time to stack the cash and get in at the lows, because once the S&P 500 breaks down, which is what the majority of people are invested in, even retail, once this breaks down and you're seeing lows that you've never seen before, that's when you have to be striking like a Komodo dragon. Let's say it comes down to 2.5, let's say it comes down to 3.6. That is the time to actually get in. This isn't it here. You think you want to buy them on a parabolic move like this? You're not going to get free gains forever. Come on. Everybody's making money in this market. Your auntie, your grandma's making money in this market. It's never going to be this easy, and it never has been this easy to make money. So what do you think is going to happen?